But like for one of the the strongest characters that don't do shit though, who do you think? Like who's your character?
Wait, you're saying the strongest character that
Yeah,
doesn't
like
do anything?
they're like portrayed as the strongest character, but in the end they're freaking useless the whole time.
See, I don't know because like you can bring that multiple ways because you could say like even like Elrond because I mean
Mine is Elrond, like without a doubt.
because I mean he gives like advice and everything like that, which is definitely meaningful.
The
But
only thing he fucking hit in that movie was the sword.
yeah, I mean, like you could say that. I think the character. I'm gonna have to say it's Gandalf. I mean, he did do stuff, but the amount of power. Now, if you this isn't something that's really talked about in the books or the movie, but like something that I have researched on my own, um, with what Gandalf is,
The Maya.
he is powerful. He is one
He
of the most powerful beings in Middle Earth.
he's an angel.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah,
In,
essentially
in
to draw
English
parallel to
terms.
people. Yeah, to people that don't know the Cimmerillion stories.
Anyways, I mean, the way that I think about it, he is one of the most powerful beings. I think as far as from what I've read, I mean, this is definitely something. If you guys know more about the subject, or if I'm wrong here, definitely correct me down in the comments. But the way that it goes is you've got basically Gandalf was supposed to be like more powerful than Sauron, or not Sauron. Sorry. Don't kill me for that. Saruman. He was supposed to be more powerful than him. Um,
I
yes. From what I've read, he's supposed to be more powerful.
I thought he was
However,
also a Maya.
he is. They're the same. They're the same thing. But like when they came to Middle Earth, you had it was the five. The
Yeah,
five.
there's
Yeah.
Saruman,
Saruman, Gandalf,
Gandalf, Radagast.
Radagast, and then the two blue wizards.
Yeah, which they fuck
They
off and
don't.
do their own thing.
Yeah. So I mean, those five are like among the most powerful. I mean, obviously Sauron was actually the same thing.
Well, the only things that I've seen that actually match their power, and I really appreciate them bringing them in, and I actually wish they did more, was the Balrogs,
Yeah.
the lieutenants of Morgoth. Like
Yeah.
I really wish they did more of that. And fingers crossed when they do the HBO show on Amazon, or is it HBO or is it just Amazon?
I have no idea. I think
But
it's
when
it
they do
has to be
the
Amazon.
when they do the Lord of the Rings show, I'm really hoping that they do more with the Balrogs. I hope they do more with Morgoth, like because they're supposed to be equal to the five wizards. The five wizards don't do dick forever, basically. I mean, in The Hobbit, you don't hear about Saruman at all.
In the
As
books.
I don't even remember him in the book. I read The Hobbit. I
No, I know.
don't
I'm
remember.
saying like in the book. In the book, you don't hear anything about Saruman. But
Don't they do like a little bit with him in the movies?
oh, he. It's not a little bit. He's in the movies a decent amount. He's basically in the movies like Elrond was in the movies
Yeah,
for
but my
Lord of the
point being,
Rings.
he basically does nothing. If I remember
No,
correctly, he
no, no,
doesn't
no,
even
no,
give
no.
advice, right?
No. He gives advice. So the whole thing, I didn't really want to give like a movie recap here, but because I just actually watched The Hobbit, all three of them again last week.
I avoid The Hobbit.
They're not bad. I don't think. I mean, the first time watching them, it was kind of hard for me. I felt like wow, they really should have just kept going with the same stuff they were doing with Lord of the Rings. There's definitely a
Wow, they
difference in
really
there.
shouldn't have CGI'd Legolas.
That 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 was hard. But no, with Lord of the Rings, we'll talk about that at a different time. I think that's definitely another video I'd like to do. But
What
um,
specifically?
like
Just
Legolas
recaps and stuff?
and also Galadriel in The Hobbit. So,
Gotcha.
but so the whole thing is, as far as The Hobbit goes, Saruman was in The Hobbit. When Gandalf and the dwarves and Bilbo get to Rivendell, Saruman is there. They're talking in the council that is Galadriel, Elrond,
Okay, I remember
Gandalf.
that,
They do
but I
that, but then
still
when you get later on, there is a scene where Gandalf was trying to draw out Sauron after basically
Sauron or Saruman.
Sauron they're trying to draw him out because this is when he was the Shadow, the Necromancer.
Yeah.
They're trying to draw him out of the Shadow, and at that point, Galadriel, Elrond, I think Radagast and Saruman come to Gandalf's aid, and they kind of fight off the wraiths, and then basically at the end of that, it pushes Sauron over to Mordor. You see like the eye comes out, the lidless eye, and then it kind of just friggin' floats or shoots away over to Mordor. And then it was a whole thing where Saruman was like, I'll take care of this, guys. And then I believe that's supposed to kind of show the beginning of his corruption. Where he, because I feel like when he went into, I think it's I'm not going to even try to pronounce it. I know I can pronounce it, but I don't want to get it wrong and confuse it with something else in a different movie. But the place that they're at, I think between that and also him trying to look more into Sauron, I feel like that is what would led him to being corrupted. But no, he's definitely in The Hobbit. But as far as it goes, like, my point though is that these wizards and they're the strongest, pretty much active force in Middle Earth. Obviously,
And
Sauron.
3 of them can't be bothered to show up for the biggest battle.
Yeah, I mean, but
Isn't that funny though? Like, if you think about it, like, isn't that kind of funny?
it kind of. I mean, the blue.
Like, you've seen the memes where it's just Aragorn running at freaking the Black Wall or the Black Gate, and is just charging at him by himself. You're like, you can do it, Aragorn.
Yeah. But I mean, like, as far as it
3
goes,
wizards would have been nice.
I mean, but Radagast, we meet Radagast in The Hobbit, and he doesn't really seem to want anything to do with this. He's
just like a loopy druid, essentially, isn't he?
All he cares about is his animals, man. He cares about the forest and the animals. That's all he cares about. So I mean, for him, it's a lot different. And then the Blue Wizards, honestly, I've watched a video before that someone was talking about how we don't know whether they just died because they weren't in that part of Middle Earth. They were out. I think they said east.
I thought they weren't. This might be wrong, but I was under the assumption that they couldn't die.
Well, they can die because Gandalf dies.
Yeah, but Gandalf's that's what I mean.
Form dies.
I mean a permanent death. That's why Gandalf ended up going to the Undying Lands, wasn't it? Because he can't have a mortal death where he stays dead. He's just reborn, right?
Well, they're not necessarily reborn. Gandalf, from what I've gathered in the movies anyways, because I haven't read the Lord of the Rings books yet. I'm going to be doing that pretty soon. But Gandalf was sent back by the Valinor as far as what I was told.
Okay.
I think that I got that right. But the god or the what do you call them? The archangels or whatever.
The Valar, right?
Yeah.
I really wish they'd do more. That's one of the things that I really wish was more in Tolkien's like story building is like the impact of the Valar on society. So like, for example, when you play D&D, right? Everybody has deities. Well, not everybody, but most people have deities. That's how you get your clerics, your paladins, all that shit. But like it impacts people's everyday lives. So like even if it was like the hobbits going to a shrine or something like that. Because like then it's like more civilization development for me. That's where you get like what are the people's ideals? Obviously, if you have like a thieves guild in D&D and they worship a god of thievery, burglary, that kind of thing, stealth, they're obviously not going to necessarily be the most honest people.
Yeah.
So like I kind of wish that they did that. Like maybe even if they specifically, I would have liked to have seen it with Gondor, because just like a mention of it or something like that. That way you could be like, oh, well, that's why Boromir wants to protect his people. You know what I mean? Because he has this deity that believes in this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's their ideals that are taught. And then, like, you could see more how that affected his father when he decided that he was just going to kill Faramir. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Well, he just went crazy, but But yeah, so we're definitely getting off topic again, um, but no. So I think that pretty much wraps up what we were talking about. The whole point of this video, and I think we definitely have enough time that's elapsed with this video. So I think, I mean, if unless you got anything else that you want to talk about with the subject, I think we're gonna cut it there.
Um,
But
I think I'm good with that. Yeah,
all
I think
right.
I'm good about that session.
So, guys, definitely get down there, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, give us a thumbs down. I mean, don't lie about it.
We take
So,
constructive criticism.
yeah, we definitely take constructive criticism. This is what happens if you criticize us. Um,
This is what I look like when I'm pissed that you're criticizing us.
but definitely, leave a comment, definitely subscribe and hit that bell button there. And that way you can get notifications when we release a new video. Again, thank you guys for watching. And we'll see you next time.
Peace out.